at this dude just melting.
Get wrecked, nerd. Oh my god, good job, man. We got the builds now. What's going on, everyone? It's Midget Slinger with Zero Concept, coming at you with another Remnant from the Ashes survival mode video. Today, we're going to be giving you a look into how we decide what armor to choose, as well as different trinkets to look for that complement the armor we end up with. Let's get it. The first thing to check for is the Devil's Charm in the trinkets kiosk. Grab it. This amulet is very powerful in the early rounds. It increases total damage dealt by 30% for each piece of unequipped armor. This is great in the early rounds, since you start the game with no armor. After about 5 levels, we started to see diminishing results, so once you get a few good armor pieces, it might be beneficial to equip them to gain those armor set bonuses. Alright, let's talk about armor sets and trinkets that work well together. I love the Labyrinth armor. It increases the total weapon mod damage by 15% with one piece, 30% with two, and 50% with all three pieces. Pair that with the Galenic Charm, which increases weapon mod damage by 30%, and it's gonna be a nice run. The other trinkets that work well with this armor are the Storm Amulet, the Soul Anchor, and the Soul Ember. These are nice if you find them, but if I have to choose between them and the Galenic Charm wins every time. If my favorite armor set is not available, I usually try to grab armor that has a good damage buff. The Hunter armor set increases weak spot damage and increases the range for all weapons. The trinkets that mesh well with the Hunter's armor are the Talisman of Animosity and the Hunter's Band, which increase weak spot damage even more. Also, the Hunter's Halo. It increases the effective range of all firearms, which helps the Hunter's Band because you have to be further than 15 meters for the Hunter's Band to be effective. The Slayer armor set increases the damage dealt to the next enemy hit with that weapon after reloading. Basically meaning the damage you deal to one enemy is going to increase the damage you deal to the next after you reload. It also gives you a 10% increase to reload speed. This set is good when using the sniper firearms combined with the Empowering Loop trinket for its increased range damage and the Gunslinger's Charm for its reload speed. If you're using the sniper firearms, the fire rate debuff on the Empowering Loop isn't that big of a deal since you reload every time after you take a shot anyways. For the Radiant armor set, critical hits increase crit chance and crit damage for 2.5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. You also receive a reduction to recoil by 10%. It's best to pair this set with firearms that have a higher rate of fire like the submachine gun, assault rifle, typewriter, and the beam rifle. Ring of the Mantis is a great trinket for this set. It increases fire rate by 10% and crit damage by 20%. The only downside is this ring is only active when you stop moving for 1.5 seconds. There's no specific trinket or weapon for these next two armor sets because the list would be too long with the amount of combinations that work with these armor sets. The osseous armor set is great, especially against bosses. Subsequent ranged or melee hits against the same target increases damage dealt to that target. The set also gives you a 5% increase to melee speed and fire rate. Finally, my second favorite armor set, Void. Gain a damage stack every 5 seconds. Taking damage adds a defensive stack but removes a damage stack for a max of 5 stacks each. You want to avoid taking damage to keep your damage stacks up. However, if you do get hit, the defensive stacks will help keep you alive. The second buff for this armor is a 30% increase to aim movement speed. This video wouldn't be complete if I didn't talk about the Black Rose. It is perfect for survival. It increases your chest armor set bonus by 1 piece. It will not exceed the 3-piece armor set bonus though. If you have a full armor set, don't use this trinket. The better option is to switch out either your helmet or your leg armor to help improve your build. There's more armor and trinkets available. These are just what we usually keep an eye out for when we are piecing together our builds. I put a link in the description below to the Remnant Wiki page. It has a ton of good information about this game. Part of what makes this game mode so much fun is that every run you get something different. So have fun mixing the different armor sets and trinkets that are available. You'll be surprised at how good some of the random combinations can be. And that wraps up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're interested in more content, consider subscribing. You can also find us over at Twitch as Midget Slinger or Will Dyson, where we stream live. Thanks for watching.